Hey there, Carrie Rhoades here with Carrie Stamps. In today's video, I'm going to be bringing together cereal, tropical birds, and chapstick. It's kind of crazy, but it all started when I came across some cereal flavored chapstick ages ago and started creating things with chapstick tags to go on little boxes of cereal, and it has evolved into today's card using products from my favorite things. So let's check it out. All right, so I'm also using this stamp set called Bold Over by Fun Stampers Journey, and some of their stickers called Toucan Friends, because I did not have a tropical bird stamp set, so these are perfect. The My Favorite Things products that I'm using are these little lip balm pouches, a die set that cuts an opening and a frame, and then the Sentiment Rip Strip die set, and the Sending Smooches stamp set. And I am going to be using the sentiment that says Sending Smooches. It's perfect. All right, so we're going to get started by working on the card front. First thing we need to do is create that window where the lip balm will be held. So we're going to use the die right here, and I'm going to tape that into place and run it through my die machine. So you can see this creates a window where we're going to put that little pouch. And then I ran it through with my Fiddle Leaf embossing folder by FSJ. And now I need to make that rip strip. So I'm just tracing that window. And then you can die cut the rip strip from the front of the card or the inside of the card. I feel like I wanted the finished side to be on the inside where they're going to see it. So I just held it up to the light, taped it in place, and ran it through my die machine. And it creates that rip strip there so that when I stick my card down, the recipient of this card can peel that back on the inside and pop the lip balm right out of the little holder. And now we're going to attach this. So I'm using some 1/8 of an inch score tape and pressing that down really well and lining all four of the sides of this holder with the tape. It's the perfect width. And I liked it to be very secure there, and so this tape is going to hold really well to my paper. And I just laid this down on the mat and then put the window over the top. It fits in there perfectly. You don't have to worry about lining it up or anything like that. And then I'm going to line the back of this, just, I already have the tape out. This will be for when I adhere the card front to the card base. I'm going to have some of that same tape on the back. And now I want to cut the frame that's going to go around it. I'm going to do that from the Cranberry Bliss cardstock is the one I used here. So it was a nice deep red color that really went well with the Fruit Loops red. So just line that up and then press it in place. I liked the glue for this because then I could wiggle around and get it just right and then press it down. All right, so now we're going to start on the other elements of the card. I'm going to die cut a circle with a stitched edge around it from Summer Days cardstock. And I'm going to emboss my sentiment from the Bold Over set, Hello, Sweet Friend. So I'll use some clear pigment ink to stamp my image right near the top of that circle. And then I'm embossing it using black powder. I have my coffee filters inside a container that had Cool Whip in it. They fit perfect. And then they kind of hold their shape. And then when I'm done with my powder, I can pull that top coffee filter out, fold it in half, pour the powder back in. So it works really good for me. Just buffing off some of that anti-static powder that I put on there. And then I'm going to be doing some stamping from the Bold Over set. There's a bowl that has Fruit Loops in it. I guess they could be Cheerios too. I might try that. And then also the spoon from this set. It's kind of a large spoon and looks like it could be like a wooden spoon, but I'm going to make it a silver spoon to go with my bowl of cereal. To color these, I'm using my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. So that means that my stamping was done on Bristol Smooth cardstock by Strathmore with black licorice ink. So I'm zooming in a little bit here, and you can see I'm just going to color like 5 or 6 little Fruit Loops at a time, and I'm not actually going to color them all the way in. I wanted to use my Zig blender to blend those out. I know right now the Zig blender is hard to find. It's out of stock in most places, but I will have it linked on my blog post for you anyway, and hopefully you can find it in stock very soon. And I will put the colors up on the screen here for you so that you can see exactly which of the Zig markers I'm using. I picked basics, orange, yellow, emerald green, cobalt blue, violet. I believe the red was wine red. So I'll put those up for you guys so you can see them. And I wanted to have a little bit of a rainbow effect. So when I'm randomly coloring in my Fruit Loops, I was trying to keep the orange next to the red, the yellow next to the orange, the green next to the yellow, and so on. But also just having fun and not being overly concerned about exact placement or the exact number of Fruit Loops, because, you know, when you pour a bowl, you might get a lot of yellow and not a lot of purple. So it's not too much of a concern, but I did want every color to be represented in there. I love things rainbow, so there you can see the colorless marker. They call it the blender. It's just like a marker with no color in it. And since I got my Tim Holtz glass mat, I really like to use the edge of my paper that I've stamped on to clean off my markers or my blender. I used to stamp on a piece of grid paper, but man, am I loving this glass mat. So just clean it off there on the side. And then I'm using that same cobalt blue marker for my bowl, just bringing the color in from the edge and kind of fading out in the middle. And then I'll come back with the colorless blender and blend that out. So this bowl has stripes on it, so I kind of did every other line with the blue to leave some white space there. And that'll be it for the bowl. And then I'm going to bring in pale gray for the spoon, and I'm just going to color the edge. I didn't want a lot of gray in there, so light, a light gray marker and then blending it out was just the perfect touch. And there's no die set for these, so I'm going to be cutting them out. There we go. So fast and easy, right? So I just attached the spoon to the bowl with some glue and then my excessive amount of foam squares on the back, which I love. I like sturdy cards. So there we have that. And then we're going to pop that onto the card as well. Get some little ones in there. That's going to go at the top. I put it up pretty high so I'd have room for my bird. And there you can see I just popped the lip balm in there. The pouches have a little bit of an indent on like the 4 corners that kind of hold the chapstick in. So now when I glue this down, I know my chapstick's going to go right over that opening. I'm not going to put any adhesive there. And then I just picked one of the birds from the Tropical Bird sticker set from FSJ and one of the tropical flowers. They have foam squares already on the back, so that's awesome. And I thought I needed a little something on the inside because the front of that card is so heavy. So I have a piece of whipped cream cardstock here, and I'm going to stamp that same bowl of Fruit Loops across the bottom in 3 different colors. That was Cranberry Bliss, Summer Days, and then Beach Breeze to match the card base. And then I took that Sending Smooches from My Favorite Things stamp set and stamped Sending Smooches at the top. I'm just going to glue that right inside my card to finish it off. And there you have it. It's a tropical cereal lip balm card. I love it. I thank you guys so much for watching my video, for letting me share with you what I love, and just exploring fun new ways to use the My Favorite Things dies and sending smooches stamp set to put my lip balm in. I love it. Thank you for watching.